Swanage TV, Swanage TV. It's just right for you and for me. Have fun in the sun, go swim in the sea. There's always something special on Swanage TV.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to yet another edition of Swanage TV. It's 4 o'clock, it's live, and thank you very much for joining us. I'm Ian, and as always, my co-host today is ill. He's poorly. He's got a rare affliction known as manus fluus, and he's out for the count. So, Gary, wish you well. And obviously at this point he would say, yeah, I'm fine, Ian, I'm fine. Yeah. How are you? You know, and what's happened this week? Well, Gary, glad you asked. Last week, a couple of things, right? Not last week, last time we did a show, Steph, okay, French Steph, I did all his accent, I did all the thing, and I was a bit worried, a bit terrified, because I thought, oh no, maybe I've gone too far. He came in the shop and he loved it. He said, hello, thanks for that. It was funny. And he really enjoyed himself. So I'm happy with that. Now, another thing just before we get started is the robbery. So we all know about the robbery. So we've been asking for some time since the robbery for someone to come on, and it's been not really happening. However, I received something today, which came back from their press office, which was they just heard back from the detective inspector leading the investigation into the jewellers incident. And if you can let us know the number, he'll try and give you a quick call today when he has a suitable moment. Well, we couldn't do that. Obviously, we go live and, you know, it's not right. It didn't work. But the good thing is he does want to talk to us and give us an update on it. So we'll get something pre-recorded and we'll put it out on the next show. Right, that's that done. So, Gary, you're still in bed. What's coming up on tonight's show or this afternoon's show? Well, Ian, I'm glad you asked. Yeah. Okay. We have some five hot topics of the week. We've got outside broadcasts. We've got phone-ins from guests. We've got a new member of the team. Okay. And we're going to go there live in a minute. But first, we're going to have a little look around on the webcams of Swanage. To our very newest member of the Swanage TV outside broadcast. We're going to go live to, please welcome the one and only best magazine owner of news in the world, Miss Nikko Johnson. Nikko, hello, how are you?
Hi.
Okay, well, tell me more, Nikko. Can you give us any clues?
This is one of those shops that turns one man's rubbish into another man's treasure. And not only that, all the profits go to a tiny charity in Malawi. So people in Purbeck, Swanage to be precise, are helping children on the other side of the world by paying for what other people have thrown away.
Not a bad shout at all. Has to be a good thing, surely. Well, look, Nikko, you're the newest member of the team, and we've set you some challenges, and you've hopefully, I'm going to just leave you to it and show us what you've got.
Well, first of all, we're going down the stairs into the main part the shop downstairs where the proprietor, Dennis, who's one of the best dressed people in Swanage, is looking after his shop. Dennis, say hello to Ian and the guys in the studio.
Oh, hi, man.
Now,
Hi.
Dennis, how's business been today?
Oh, smashing, yes, absolutely top hole, yes.
How's it?
Top hole.
Made any good money to send to the children?
Oh, lots and lots.
Now,
Lots.
tell us a bit about what you sell, Dennis.
Oh, objets d'art, principally.
Really? Can you tell us more?
Antiques, like Ming vases and thingy, like Fabergé eggs and things.
So,
And yes, Louis XIV chandelier is my speciality.
fantastic.
Yes,
Now, should we just
absolutely.
have a little look around your shop here, Dennis, and show the viewers all the wonderful goods on offer? So we have a wide range of eclectic items,
Look
all
at
at
those
fantastic
Fabergé
prices.
eggs.
And we actually have a customer, I believe, lurking in the corner. Hello, young man. Are you here to purchase wonderful goods from Dennis's Emporium? What have you bought? Oh, earphones.
Yes.
Let's just turn you round. Here we go. Now,
Hello.
what's your name?
Simon.
Excellent. And what do you do, Simon?
I'm a carpenter.
Really? Recent job? What are you doing?
I'm
Does he sing or play the
working all
piano?
over around Swanage, doing lovely, lovely things in lovely places.
Now, I understand you're a bit of an artist as well.
Oh, well, yes, I make all sorts. I make Celtic crosses, scallop-shelled rotating roofs. What else do we make? Little stars that show you where the sun's rising and setting on specific days, if you so wish to know that kind of thing.
Fantastic.
That's what we
Now,
do.
I've got a few questions, Simon, that you might be able to help us with here.
Indeed.
This is a game we like to play called Either Or. Very easy.
I love games. You know I love
Games are great.
Yeah.
So the first question is, ferry or roadway?
Roadway.
Co-op or budgeons?
Ooh, I do both. I'm torn
Torn.
on that one.
Okay, Fish Place or Harry Ramsden's?
Oh, Fish Place. Oh, shouldn't really be there, that one.
Which one?
Mr. Ramsden, I think is, I don't know. Seems out of place something else.
Not particularly locally owned, I think is the suggestion.
No, yes,
okay.
Yes.
So Heyman's or Cornish pasty shop?
Heyman's.
Heyman's. Train or bus, Simon?
Oh, I'd love to say train, but train. I would do the train. I prefer the train to the bus.
Okay, St. Michael's or Foley's?
Which one? St. Michael's, is it? I can't think. No, Foley's. I go to Foley's.
Foley's. Again, local family. Swanage News or McColl's? News agents of wonder.
Swanage News. I go to McColl's more because they do nice pot noodle things in there.
Okay, now the interesting question. Black Swan or White Swan?
I go to the White Swan. I don't venture to the Black Swan, though I'm intending to because of the music they're putting on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Bit of a folky twist then.
Apparently so.
Ah,
I've not
good.
indulged in the Black Swan, but I feel I should.
Okay, so we've got Delston Castle or Corfe Castle?
Well, Delston, because I worked on it on the refit, so I'm rather fond of the place.
Okay. More talents coming to the fore there,
yes.
Simon. Fish or Folk Festival?
Ooh, probably folk.
Folk. Club or an early night?
Oh, not the club for me, no more. Not the club.
What do you mean no more, Simon?
No, I've had to say to people quite strictly, no, not now, you go, I'm going home.
Become sensible in your middle age, Si.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for
It's
talking
been
to
a
me.
pleasure.
Wonderful to see you.
Thank you.
Right, we're going to head off. We're going to just have a quick look. Dennis, if we look at Dennis's outfit.
What? Well, so I'm not your nonsense.
Dennis, you look
Don't
spectacular.
give me gammon.
Dennis is a man of many words. Right, Dennis, we're going to head off now and have a look at the pet shop ladies and see what they have on offer.
Fantastic, Nico.
Thank you, guys.
That's really good. Thank you for Simon. That was excellent. And thank you, Dennis. That's a really good shout, I think. Nico, we're with you. We're walking at the back of Commercial Road, is it?
It's Commercial Road, where we've got quite a few small independent traders, some of whom closed because it's somewhat rainy this evening. And we're just heading down to the pet shop, which is seconds away, where we're going to see the lovely staff in there at what I think could be classed as the best pet shop in the world.
Oh, of course it is.
Now, here we go. Let's have a look who's working today. Here we go. We have some lovely customers leaving with their wares. Oh, fantastic.
Quick run.
Now, let's have a look. Who have we got working today? Hi, you're live on Swanage TV. We've got two lovely ladies. Now, can you just tell us, if I squeeze around with you, Let's have a look. Squash up so we can hear you on the microphone. Now, can you tell us, lady, what your names are, how long you've worked here, and what pets, if any, you've got?
I'm Callie. I've been here, 10 years, and I've got 3 cats.
Yay!
Hi, I'm Susan. I've been here about 3.5 years. I used to have a hamster, but she died.
Oh,
so,
no!
So I have no pets at the moment.
Oh,
Okay.
no. We'll do a crowdfund for a new pet for her.
Crowdfunding for new pets for Callie, yes?
Yeah.
Now, we got some great questions here, lady. They're very simple. It's a game called Either Or. Just tell us your preferences. Now, if you squidge close together so we can get you both in. Now, you've got ferry or roadway.
Roadway.
Any reason?
My daughters live in Wareham, and I go and see them on the way.
And I'm scared of boats and water.
Ah! Okay, co-op or Budgeons?
Co-op.
Co-op.
Fish Place or Harry Ramsden's?
Fish place.
Neither.
Oh,
Neither?
No,
I'm just going to turn the
celiac,
heater
so I
on.
can't eat any of it.
St Michael's Garage or Foley's?
Oh,
That's a good one. I haven't got a car.
Harry doesn't have
so-
a car. I don't use either.
Honestly, play the game, love.
Okay, train or bus?
Bus.
Yeah, bus.
Heyman's or Cornish pasty shop?
Heyman's got to support local.
No.
Okay. Because she can't have gluten.
Here's one that doesn't involve eating. Swanage News or McCall's?
Oh, I go in McCall's a lot.
I don't get either.
Okay,
Sorry.
you're going to have to pick one soon.
I'm a
We
cold-
got
McCall.
King's Arms or Scott Arms?
Oh, Scott Arms is
Scott Arms,
nice.
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Dalston Castle or Corfe Castle?
Just kind of, yeah.
Oh, that's
Are you allowed
different.
to say both?
Both,
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Yeah, one's got a pub and one's got a castle.
Yeah.
Fish or Folk Festival?
Oh, folk festival, I think.
I don't like any festivals. You get a lot of funny people.
Okay, the club or an early night in?
Early night
Early
in.
night in, yeah.
All right, ladies, I think you've got a customer.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. We're going to have a quick look round your shop while we're here.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Excellent.
Show them the Christmas
Yeah,
stuff.
look at all our
Oh.
Christmas stuff here.
We will. We'll have a quick look round the girls' shop while we're here.
Thank you.
Now, the shop is owned by Keith and Susie Bragg, who have been here for many years. Keith is one of our wonderful hero firefighters who is out saving lives every time his pager goes off. Or animals, as the fire brigade are known to also save animals, which is wonderful. Every life matters, as locals will agree with the case of Danny the dolphin recently. So there we go. Pet love in its entirety, stuffed full of everything you could ever want for any kind of pet, loved by local customers, bit
Nikko,
narrow, but always full of people.
Nikko,
So,
do
Ian,
they-
I'm going to hand back over to the studio, I think.
Okay, thanks, Nico. But just before you go, are there any pets in there? Do they keep any live animals?
Not these days, Ian. They used to keep fish here, but they've stopped that recently in order to fill even more shelves with everything you could possibly need.
Fabulous.
All right, back
Nico.
to you, Ian.
Nico, fabulous. Thanks very much. We'll be catching up with Nico a little bit later. She's going somewhere else because we're hopefully going to celebrate a shop birthday, no less.
Oh,
Um,
indeed.
She'll come back a little bit later on. Now, it's coming to the favourite part of the show, whereby I would normally go through these things, and it's called 5 Hot Topics of the Week. 5 Hot Topics. 5 Hot Topics of the Week. Nearly got it in time with the music, I think, but we're getting there. Now, normally this is where Gary and I go through a few of the things that's happening to the local people, okay? It's happened in the local area and what goes on. First one we've got, very simple, is fireworks, okay? Fireworks. There were so many complaints about fireworks on social media. It's too noisy. It's making my dog, my cat, my everything go crazy, etc., etc. So the first thing really is, why are there no controlled displays in Swanage? Okay, now, is that obviously to do with insurance? Is there council restrictions? Maybe someone can give us a call or get in touch, please. Pets don't like it. of course they don't like it. I love fireworks personally, and I'm sure everybody that sees the display at carnival time really enjoys it. It's excellent, I think. But yeah, listen, pets don't like it. So should we be angry that it goes on 1 week before and like 2 weeks after? Or should we just focus on the fact that it just should be for one day? It should be November the 5th, end of. Well, that can't be right, okay? Because obviously people have celebrations of everything. There's lots of different festivals. There's Diwali, they do stuff, everything as a firework. The point is, it seems around about November the 5th time, week before, 2 weeks after, something like that, it goes mad and kids and everybody else are letting off the stuff all the time. Should we worry about that? Give us a call. Give us your thoughts. 0330 001 2401. Now, what's up next? Well, something happened. We saw something. A lot of people saw it on Facebook. We were visited by a really, really not domestic type of bird, I thought, right? We had a sighting of a hoopie or a hoopo or a hoopoo or whatever it is he's called. They're a really nice bird. Thank you very much, Jeanette Taylor, for letting us have them. So I thought, what's it doing here? What's it doing? It's in Africa. I go to Tenerife every year for like forever, and I've literally not seen one. And one turns up in Priest Way. So anyway, hoopies, whatever you call them, are widespread in Europe, Asia, North Africa, Sub-Sahara, and Madagascar, right, where the sun shines. And most of these places, they just migrate around the tropics, right, in the winter because it's hot. Okay. However, they actually come here in the summer, and they are seen here a lot. A lot of people have seen them, and I didn't even know they existed here. I've not even seen one in its native countries, let alone one here. But they come here and they breed and everything else. You know, they require a bit of bare vegetation to breed. You know, they forage about, and they sometimes nest in cliff faces. So there you go. Hoopie, hopo. Anybody's got any more information on it or wants to give us a shout about it, give us a call, get in touch. Because that's really, really it as far as the hoopie thing is concerned, as far as I know. Now then, the third topic of the week. Do you live in Princess Road? If you do, you've been flooded. Not once, not twice, but 11 times. 11 times. So we thought, okay, what's going on? And what it brought to the whole issue of road closures in and around Swanage, right, and for what it's there for, etc. Now, there's a map. There's a map of Swanage on the website of Dorset Council, and it shows all of the roads that are they're outlined in red, and it shows where they're having the resurfacing and where everything else is going to be done, you see. But the problem is on this one thing, Princess Road wasn't listed, and you'll see it there. I'm going to try and point to it. Let me just try and see. Hold on a minute. That way, perhaps. That way, it's up there, right? Oh, this is so difficult. No, we're going to, who knows? Anyway, it's up here. Whatever. It's there, right? You can work it out. There's two little roads, Linden Road and the other one. They're listed, but Princess Road isn't even listed. So I thought, how come they keep drowning the population? What's going on? They were told, hurry up and fill up your buckets and everything else because the water's going off, and it's been a bit of a mare, you see. So, yeah, I thought what I would do is I spoke to the main site agent, okay, for this particular road. And his name was Jason Loibel, and he's a really nice fellow. He's quite happy to come on and talk about it. And what he told me was the main contractor to do that job let them down. 1 week before they let them down, okay. And so what he's telling me is that it was fractured 11 times. There were old rusty pipes. There was a 20-ton lorry on there, and that sort of stuff needs replacing. Okay. But right now, or very, very soon, I want to talk to owner, and I don't want to big him up too much because everybody knows him. We love him. He is the one and only Mayor of Swanage, Mr. Mike Bonza Bonfield. Mike, hello and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Ian, and welcome to everybody that's watching.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Thanks for joining us. Mike, what about the Princess Road thing then?
Well, you know, these things happen. we've been working with highways for a long, long time to try and get them to come to Swanage and do some of our roads. If you remember a couple of years, we got them to do the around the town, Station Road, Institute Road and all that.
Yeah.
And we've been working hard to get others because we've got some of the worst roads in Dorset. And unfortunately, as often happens, things don't always go to plan.
Wow. I mean, I had no idea we had some of the worst roads in Dorset, and I've been on a lot of roads in Dorset. I mean, they are pretty bad in and around Swanage. But I spoke to this guy, Mike, this Jason Leubel. He's a really nice fella, he seemed, and he said that the pipes were fractured in 11 places because in many, many years, they've probably never had anything heavier than a van on there. So all the pipes would have remained in the infrastructure below. But he did say they're old and rusty pipes. And of course, when they had their 20-ton lorry on there and their 14-ton thing, it was just cracking every time they were doing it. They were up against, a bit of a nightmare. And also, the main company that was supposed to do the work let them down a week before. Do you know anything about that, Mike?
Unfortunately, no. As a town council, we're not involved with highways in any way. Obviously, we knew it was going to happen, and we've seen all the road closures. But highways at Dorset, the new Dorset Council, are responsible for all that.
Yeah.
Like I say, unfortunately, these things happen. The roads in Swanage are old. There hasn't been any major works done for a long, long time. I can remember, as probably a lot of people watching can, when the town council, back in probably the 60s and 70s, had their own workforce that used to go around and do the repairs for the town. But times have changed, things have come on, and unfortunately, we are where we are.
Yeah, I understand, Mike. I mean, listen, there are budget constraints, there's work constraints, and there's timing as well, I guess. But Mike, you were saying you were remembering back to the 60s and 70s, just coming away from the road thing a minute, because I want to come back to it in a sec. But what's your favourite memory of Swanage? I mean, how far? Because you're a local man.
I am born and bred in the town. We go back for quite a few years, the family. Swanage, I think my memory is always of the lovely, bright, sunny summers.
Yeah.
And whether it's getting old, I don't know. But as you get older, they never seem quite what they were when you were younger.
The sun never seems to shine the same way, Mike, does it? It sort of takes the shine off it as we get older.
It definitely does. And I thought as you grew up, we got closer to it, but it doesn't seem to work that way.
Do you think that's probably the stresses and strains of just modern day life, Mike? We don't probably relax enough to enjoy it these days. Maybe.
I quite agree. I think the stresses and strains that society put on families and everything today. You know, I was only talking this morning to someone in the town saying that it used to be when the shops closed on a Saturday and opened again on a Monday, and you had family time on a Sunday, and then at Christmas, you know, they used to close Christmas Eve, and apart from a few bakers opening, they used to open in January.
Yeah,
and it was family time, and yes, it's progress. Yes, it's nice, but it upsets me quite a bit when you hear families, their day out on a Sunday is to go to, I don't know, Tower Park or something and go shopping. And we've got all this lovely countryside and everything. They could be out there enjoying life.
Yeah, I totally agree, Mike. But then again, you also see the constraints that people have to work harder these days. You know, they have to work 6 days really hard. That the only day they have is the Sunday, and they obviously have to run a household. It is a real shame. And I do think everybody works really, really hard. But listen, as a mayor, tell me about your fishing, Mike. How's that going these days?
Dreadful. There's no other answer for that. I haven't actually managed to get my own boat that I share with my stepson in the water at all this year. Wow. I went out on a fishing trip once. I took my grandson and a friend out. Everybody on the boat caught fish except me. So I'm not quite sure why.
Effect, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. But
Mike, it's nothing wrong with you. The fish just weren't up for it. That's all. What bait were you using?
I don't know. No, we had some live mackerel. The kids caught some mackerel, so we had live mackerel. So they enjoyed it, and that's what it's all about.
I think you're right. I think Swanage is I mean, you are right. Just going back to the family thing, Swanage is really good for families. You've got the beach, you've got all of the things that keyed up for family. You've got the places to eat, you've got the places to drink, you've got the places to walk and go to. It's a vast sort of town, really, if you think about it. And this is what I've spoken to you before. This is what we're going to try and do with the show. We want to give some news out, but we want to big up the town. We want to make it big and positive. That's the whole point of what we're doing. So I'm glad you're in the same line of thinking, Mike. But I've got to just bring you back now to the road closures, because there are a few. Okay, and I know there's a big development coming or being proposed in and around the town, which is going to have a lot of disruptions for people. But can I just say one thing that the guy told me? Harmon's Cross, they're having some roadworks, which means I think it's the top of the hill coming down where it's by the goat farm. By Ben's goat
that's
farm.
right.
You come down. They're actually going to be doing that on the 4th of December, starting at 8 p.m. For 3 nights. Okay, so they're going to cut off the end of Corfe. You're going to have to go up over the top. Okay, and they're going to close that A350 or whatever it is. They're 351. I'm not sure what it is. All the way through Harmon's Cross, obviously open to residents, I'm sure, but main traffic to get to Swanage is going to be up over the top. So for 3 nights. So bear that in mind, ladies and gents. That's on the 4th of December. Getting back to this Princess Road thing, Mike, I've spoken to the guy and he's a really helpful guy. They are working late into Friday night and early into Saturday morning, which is not what they're supposed to be doing, but they're going to do that just to get the stuff fixed. So I think that they should be applauded for that at least. Now, Mike, the Institute Road, this is the thing, okay? This is the big changes in the town. There's things happening in Institute Road, Station Road, etc. Mike, do you know about them, and can you sort of give us a clue?
Yes. To me, Institute Road is probably one of the most dangerous roads in the town.
Agreed.
It's probably the busiest road in the town. Everything going to the south of Swanage has to go down Institute Road. We've tried to look at different alternatives, and at long last, the highways have agreed that Institute Road is a problem. So the plans are they're going to actually make it a single carriageway by widening both pavements by up to 1 metre, and it'll be a single carriageway down the middle. Unfortunately, yes, the loading bay is going to be moved and different things are going to have to be done, and it's going to take quite a lot of time because there's got to be all new drainage gone in. If you go down that road, there's a big camber on it. It floods. The shops are so close to the pavements. We need to make that a safe thoroughfare.
Yeah, I totally agree, Mike. It's a really dangerous place. In the summer, where the loading bay is, it's all full of vans, and then the cars are trying to have to come through. They often go up on the pavement, and people walk in the road. I mean, they do have this, and God bless you, because we love the holiday makers, but you do have a tendency to not look at the traffic and just carry on walking, and you cross in the most bizarre places. Maybe we'll do an informational film for the visitors of Swanage on where to cross. But yeah, it is a big job, and removing the loading bays, I think, is a great idea, and it's got to be safe. And I think it's a fantastic idea. And I believe, Mike, that starts on the 6th of January. Is that right? And the process is fairly long.
Yeah, obviously, it's like with everything. They've got to come up with a plan. The contractors have all looked at it, and it could be for a number of months. But obviously, it's like everything. Until they start digging up, you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Swanage,
it's a bit like Princess Road. It was one day, and we end up now 5 days because you don't know what's under the roads. But we were lucky with Princess Road. Institute Road. It was resurfaced 2 years ago, was it? 3 years ago?
I think so.
So they've got a bit more understanding, I think, of what's there. And if you'd have noticed in the last few weeks, they've been doing quite a lot of boreholes around the town, looking at what's underneath. So there's a lot more preparation gone into this. And, it will involve reversing Kings Road East for people to get, to your end of the town.
So, Mike, just explain that. What are you talking about? You're coming up by the Con Club. You're past the co-op. You're coming up to the Con Club, and where they normally come out of there, you'll think we would turn right there and go up that way. Yeah.
That's right. That will be reversed, that one-way road.
Fantastic.
So
Okay.
it will be coming into the town instead of out.
Right. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, I mean, pay attention. Listen, 16 weeks or whatever is the estimated time. And to get it all done for the summer, for the people to be able to walk on it. So if it's a bit inconvenient for the motorist at that time, just bear in mind what we're doing it for. What they're doing it for is to make it safer so that we don't knock people over and things happen like that. So it's a good thing. And it will ease traffic congestion, I think, just a little bit around that corner. We hope. I don't know, but it's a very good and worthwhile thing. Mike, listen, thank you very much, my
Can
friend.
I just say something here before you go?
I love the picture up on the what people are looking at now. It's a very proud picture. And can I say, Mike, everybody loves you. You are a really kind man, and you are the best mayor in the world.
Thank you. Ian, before you go, can I just say a quick word?
Yeah.
What people have got to remember, it's a bit like the ferry being off all the summer. Institute may be closed, but Swanage is still open.
Absolutely.
We've got to make sure that we still keep people coming. Our businesses, they rely on this, and we've got to make sure that we keep telling people everywhere, Swanage is still open. Because
Very
unfortunately this year, a lot of people thought the ferry was gone and Swanage closed. It didn't. So thanks very much.
No, Mike, that's brilliant. Listen, just before you go, Mike, thank you again. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll get you on for a bit more of an in-depth chat on other issues later on. But can I just say, your wife, your lovely, beautiful wife, has been promising me a lemon drizzle cake for at least 6 years now, and it's not happened. Could you please have a word and let me know?
You're second in line, Ian, because I've been waiting a lot longer than that.
Mike, listen, my friend, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and I really appreciate you coming on. Everybody,
Right.
The mayor.
Thanks, Ian. Cheers.
Hooray. Excellent. Thank you, Mike. Wow. There you go. There's going to be a lot of road closures. It's going to be a bit of a nightmare, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good in the end. Okay. Now then, fifth hot topic of the week, because I lost myself a little bit there. We had one more thing, which was the new Christmas lights. And I should have asked Mike about them, to be fair, but I didn't want to. I said, have you seen them? Has anybody seen the Christmas lights? I mean, wow, look at that. That's not the new Christmas lights, but it looks really, really good. Swanage at Christmas is an excellent place. It really is a good time. All the offices, all the businesses, all going out on their Christmas do's. The lights look fantastic. Have you seen them? Why the change? Why the change? Was it an environmental one? Where did the old ones go? How much did it cost? All these questions I should have asked, but I didn't want to. If you know of anything, give us a call. Let us know. The other thing is, why don't you call the council and say, look, we don't get anybody to turn the lights on. Does the mayor turn them on? No, someone just walks up and turns them on one day. Why don't we have a Swanage TV event? We could do it. We could turn them on, have a bit of a party type thing, because that day is the same day as the beach hut opening, where all the little partisan places have their little do's. So we could tie it in with that and do a little show and tell the world what's going on in Swanage on that day. Make it happen. Anyway, that's it. The 5 hot topics of the week are nearly done, because the last one, and I've got to say the last one, it's the Hustings, okay? It's the Hustings for the general election. Next Tuesday, 26th of November, from 7 till 9 p.m. look at it, it's on there, the Emmanuel Church Centre in Victoria Avenue. The Cathedral, the new one that we call the Cathedral, right? It's there. You can go along and meet all of these people that will promise you the earth. But will they deliver? Let's analyse it. I mean, let's see if they've delivered in the last 100 years. Let's just, hold on, scratch a minute. Have they cured homelessness? No. Have they stopped wars? Oh, no. What about hunger? Oh, bugger no. I wonder what else they haven't done in the last 100 years that makes you want to run out, put a cross on a piece of paper because you think it might be different this time. Maybe I'm wrong. I could very well be wrong. Maybe I'm not seeing the picture and maybe I'm not getting to grips with it. Let me know. Send us a message. Tell me what you think of it. Tell me why I should go and tell me why they should be there telling me what they're telling me. That really is the end of the 5 hot topics of the week. There you go. Right. Thank you for that. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to cross live very soon to a friend of ours who we've already met, but she's a little bit late running, or I might be, I'm not sure. So, actually, that's not true because it's our favourite time of the show. I do apologise, Nikko. Ignore me completely. It's our favourite part of the show where we interview someone. And you remember what I was telling at the beginning, the woman that we saw or that we spoke about in Delston as the naked yoga lady. So what we're going to do is we're going to give her a call in a second, and we're going to bring her on, and we're going to talk to her, and we're going to find out what she's doing. Can you do naked yoga? What's it all about? She's a very nice lady. We've had a little chit chat, but we're trying to get her on, and I'm wondering if you could welcome to the show the lovely Marion Ingerson Hart. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. And how are you?
Fantastic, thank you, and thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on. Before we get started, please explain the naked yoga to me. Please explain to me if you see people in a kayak at the end of your garden rubbernecking over your hedge to see if they can see you.
Well, I don't do it in my garden because I don't have one. I do it on the beach at Studland.
Oh, I see. So
Yes.
Everyone can see you.
Yes, absolutely.
Right,
Why?
I understand now. Okay. I mean, this is like a legend thing that you've done and people have seen in their boats and they're going, what is this woman doing? But it does it hides a sort of deeper meaning, doesn't it, Marion? Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you become to get to the naked yoga.
Well, you see, it's interesting, isn't it? Deeper meanings and all of that sort of thing. There are definitely deeper meanings, but the naked yoga thing is just purely an expression of myself, and I like taking my clothes off and being in the sunshine and feeling the freedom and the warmth and the air. And if people in their kayaks are enthralled or drawn to watch this, then absolutely fine. I mean, I do endeavour to keep myself fairly, well, not spread-eagled, shall we say.
Could you tell the viewers what days you do it?
Well, certainly not
I'm
today.
teasing.
It's absolutely ruddy freezing, and I am a fair weather naked yoga goer. Do you know something? I think when you were talking earlier about the political parties and who and the hustings and all of that sort of thing,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to form my own party, the Naked Yoga Party.
I think you'll get a lot of votes for that one, I would say.
I think I'm onto something there. But so your question was a little bit about me. The reason that naked yoga is part of my life is because I've always been something of a rebel. I was a rebellious teenager. If somebody said don't do it, I did it. That was kind of me all the way through. Sort of a bit out there, a little bit. I don't like to abide by society's constraints, by the boxes that they would like to poke us into. Yes, there's a pigeonhole and a box and a label for everybody, and I don't subscribe to those. They don't work for me. There's certainly no pigeonhole for me. The rebellious teen years turned into responsible parenting years. As responsible as I ever felt. I mean, inside I always felt like a child that was fumbling my way around, and I actually think that is how a lot of other parents do think. Parenting is the hardest job in the world.
I totally agree. And you've done a book, Marion, haven't you, about this specific thing, about the process of coming from this rebellious stage to, I guess, womanhood and parenthood.
Yes, I absolutely have. And do you know what? The thing about my book that I'm really, really happy about is I started writing it 9 years ago. And it just, basically, I started to write it because I write from my heart and I write from my soul. And I knew that I had experiences via my own parenting, but also via the teenagers that I've worked with, the challenging kids that had been chucked out of school. I knew that I was tapping into and connecting really, really well with something that I felt it was important for people to know. And so who better than to share something like that is someone like me who is not, I don't have a doctorate, I don't have a degree, I don't have letters after my name. I got kicked out of school for trying to flush the caretaker's wife's head down the toilet, for Christ's sake. You know.
Yeah, remind me never to argue.
Don't, darling, don't. It wouldn't work. But you know, all of those things. I lost my thread. No, all of those things. I was that original rebellious teen, and I became kind of the connector for people. And so I want people to, if they pick up my book, I want them to think to themselves, yeah, okay, this woman's real. This woman has been there. She's bearing her soul to us. I mean, I bear my soul on the beach, Gary, but I also bear
more
my
than your soul, apparently.
In my, well, you know, that's how it goes when you're naked. You know, there's only so much you can do, but or hide. But no, my book is important. It's a piece of me. It's my baby. It's my baby, and when I first published it, I thought, oh, my Lord, everybody's going to be picking up my baby and looking at it and reading it and criticizing it. Am I ready for that? Actually, yes, I am, because I want to share the good stuff that I know that is in there, the support for people. People need support. People need positivity. And sometimes we get a little bit lost. And it's not that people need me to tell them what to do. That isn't what it is. People just sometimes need to understand that there's a different way you can do things, and they hadn't quite thought of it yet. And that's what I encourage and guide people to do in a positive and loving way.
I think that's a really good shout. I mean, our show is about trying to big up Swanage in a positive way and spread the love, that sort of thing. And it's nice that you can draw on your experience just as a human being with all your life that you've had to make sure that you can put it in a book. If anyone else is having the same sort of problems or the struggles in life, have a butcher's at your book. Yeah, good idea.
Exactly.
How can they find your book, Marion? How can they find you and your book?
Look for me on Facebook. I've got a website, www.marioningersonhart. Oh God above, I ought to know this. Co.uk, I think. I sell my book on there because my publishers put it on Amazon, but they take huge, they only give me tiny royalties. So if anyone wants my book, look for me on, as I say, on Facebook or on my website, or find me down the seafront, mind you, not in the winter, selling my shells and crystals and things like that on my stall down outside the Molem with Tony the Belt and Dave the Brass and Sue the Art and all of those, and Hazel the Jewellery, all those lovely people.
Fantastic. Marion, listen, I am so pleased you come on. Thanks very much. What's your book called, by the way?
My book? Okay, here, 1 second. Let me do this properly. My book is called Sunshine for Your Soul. Positive, powerful parenting. One breath, one step, one day at a time.
I love it. Love it. So listen, that's Marion. Thank you. Listen, that's really appreciated. You coming on, telling us about what you do. Keep the yoga going. Keep your positivity going.
Want to join and make a group or anything?
I think that's a great idea. If anybody wants to join, we might send Gary round when he's not so poorly. We might send Gary round for. You can show him how to do some yoga moves. Would that be all right, Marion?
Absolutely perfect. So if he's poorly, he needs them. He needs a little bit of sunshine for his soul.
Definitely. Oh, I wish he was there now. Honestly, but we will set something up, Marion. Listen, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it, and we'll catch you soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Keep up the good work. I like your program a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please donate. No, thanks very much. Bye now. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, Marion Ingerson Hart. What a guest. Naked yoga, books, positive parenting. Okay. Sounds all right. Have a look. Now, we're going live. We're going live. We're going live back to our number one best reporter in the world after Gary. I've got to say that because Gary's, he's poorly. We are going to join Nikko. Nikko, where are you?
I am in what is possibly the best handbag and accessory shop in the world.
Oh my God.
Which is Personalities. Do you see what they've done there? In Swanage, in Institute Road. And it's run by the absolutely amazing Michelle, who I'm going to make my way over to. And Michelle's going to tell me why we're here today, because I think it's a special celebration. It's not, Michelle?
There is. Yeah, it is our first anniversary today.
So, have you had a busy day, Michelle?
It's actually not been too bad. The weather's been a little bit wet, so it's sort of put a few people off, but it's not been a bad day yet. It's been good. We've had lots of cake and lots of people, and yeah, it's been really lovely.
So, Michelle, do you want to show us around some of the stocks that you've got in at the moment in the shop?
Yeah, no problem at all. Let's head down the front and we'll start down there.
Nikko, where's the birthday cake? Get the birthday cake.
I think we missed the birthday cake in. I think Michelle's given it out to all the customers today. So let's have a quick look round with Michelle. What have you got, Michelle?
We've got lots and lots of interesting bits and pieces, including our men's range up on the top. This is new in for us at the moment. Ooh. So we've got lots of interesting Christmas bits. And we've got all of our reusable travel straws and metal straws, which are proving really, really popular at the moment. And we've got our range of waterproof backpacks and bags, which at the moment, obviously, really necessary because the weather is not going to get any better. And have you seen the fabulous pink umbrella? Look
at that for an umbrella, Ian. You wouldn't get missed seeing that, would you?
No one is going to miss you with that.
Do you know
umbrella.
what, Even Gary wouldn't get wet with that.
No, he wouldn't. And seeing as Gary always gets rained on, I think it might be a necessary purchase for Christmas, Ian.
I think we've given him flu. I think we've given him illness by sending him out.
Right, let's have a quick look around some of the other bags Michelle's got here, because there is a vast collection.
There's loads.
There is absolutely huge collection. We range from small and dainty for nights out, big and useful for going shopping, and down the far end we've got all of our really lovely bags that come from, we've got Fiorelli, we've got Bellagio, we've got Kipling's, we've got loads and loads of brand names. I know, don't look confused. Those that are in the know will love the bags.
He makes cakes, doesn't he?
You say Kipling makes cakes, doesn't he?
He does make exceedingly good cakes.
Nikko, would you ask her if she's got any man bags?
Ian would like to know, do you supply man bags at all?
We do have some yes, we have some new man bags.
Michelle is going to take us off down, Ian.
I don't want one.
No, that's it. Lisa can buy you a beautiful man bag. Look at that.
We've got two different sizes. We've got a very nice compact one, or if you carry an awful lot of stuff with you, you've got the nice big satchel style one.
I think you need the big one, Ian, for all your notes and your bits and pieces there.
As they say in France, no.
Right, let's have a look here. Michelle, so what made you decide to want to buy a bag shop?
I'm an accessories freak. I love shoes, I love handbags, I love scarves, anything to do with accessories. Absolutely love it. So what better than to sell accessories for a living?
Excellent. Now, on a totally different subject, I know you've got some inside knowledge about the roadworks about to take place just outside your shop in Institute Road. Now, you're a bit of a voice of positivity, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. We've got to get it done. It's going to make things safer. It's going to make things easier. And hopefully it makes getting into the shops a lot easier, because the pavements are going to be wider. There's going to be fewer cars, fewer lorries. It will be good when it's all finished. Yes, it's going to take a bit of time, but once it's finished, it will make the summer so much better.
All right, Michelle, before we leave you, have you got one favourite memory? Because you're a local girl, aren't you? One favourite Swanage memory?
It's got to be Carnival. Every year, absolutely adore Carnival. It's always going to be good. I was in the Carnival when I was a kid, and I still enjoy coming down to see Carnival now. So.
Fantastic. I think we can agree with Michelle on that one, can't we, Ian? Carnival is a week we all love down here. Can't be beaten. Best Carnival in the world.
In the world, Nikko.
Right, Michelle and I, thank you, Michelle. We're going to go back to the studio, Ian.
Lovely. Thank you, Nico. And thank you very much, Michelle. That's brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, what about the bag shop? Man bags? Are you sure? Are you sure man bags are even a thing? I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of trendy men like a little man bag, goes along, little pouchy type thing. I don't know. I think our producer's got one. I'm not sure. I'm sure I've seen him with one. It could be a rucksack. I could be getting confused. It's a rucksack. He's shouting, "It's a rucksack." Okay, it's a rucksack, which is fantastic. Okay. Now, I can't believe we've done all that, but I have one final guest coming on. And to be fair, he didn't want to be called a hero. Okay, he did not want to be called a hero. But you may have seen him. You may have seen him. You may have seen him rescuing ladies from lifts. You may have seen him get your cat from the tree or putting out a very, very big fire. And it's just a matter of when we can get him on the phone. I want you to welcome a lovely chap. He's a local lad. He's a fireman. He's a co-responder. He is a local milkman.
Leave your message after the tone.
Oh,
Your message.
and he's not there. Where are you, Liam? Oh, now bearing in mind, because he's a fireman, he may very well be out. So I don't know if there's any sirens going on in Swanage, but that's where he could be. He could be out on a shout. We'll give him another try. Nico, can you hear us? Is there a fire engine anywhere going on in Swanage?
Not that I can hear, Ian. I'm currently down by the Moleham on Swanage seafront, where it's pretty stormy, but no sirens heard from down
blue
here.
lights behind you, Nico. What's that?
Let me look. Blimey, Ian, you're right. There are blue lights behind me in the distance, which may or may not be a fire engine.
It is.
But I
Liam,
don't hear any sirens.
Are you with us?
Hello.
Nico, are they gone or are they down there? Can you run?
I'm just having a look, Ian. They're going right up towards Olwell, but there are no sirens currently, just lights in the distance. And it looks like they're going up towards Olwell. I don't see any smoke, although on a night like tonight, that's pretty understandable.
It could be a cat stuck in a tree. I wanted Liam to come on. He's going to come on and he was going to tell us a little bit about the fire service. He's a really good guy and some of the things they do. We'll try him one more time just to make sure he hasn't gone out on a shout and he's just not picking up his phone. We'll try him one more time. But, I mean, they do a fantastic service for us, I think, the fire people. You've got to work out, it's not fires. They do loads of stuff for charity. He is just sent me a text and he's en route in a fire engine, I think. Or has he joined?
Unable to take your call.
No, he's just sent me a text. He's actually on a shout. So, Liam, thanks very much when you watch the show. How inconsiderate. But no, go and save that life. If it's a cat up a tree, I want you to video it and show us it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a bit of a shame. We wanted Liam to come on and tell us a little bit about the fire service. But something I can say is we spoke to the press officer, and one of the things we were going to talk about was the fact that they always need recruits. You know, they're local people. Liam's the milkman. He comes and delivers our milk. And he delivers our milk. And they're ordinary people. The guy from the pet shop that Nico was referring to earlier, they have to be out in 5 minutes on a shout. That's the first team. Second team out in 8 minutes. It's really life and death, and these people need to be applauded. And we don't get a chance to talk to the fire service much, and we don't get a chance to find out what they're doing for us all. They want recruits. They need them all the time. They've got something coming up, which is a CPR and life-saving days, which we're going to send Gary to as a dummy so they can practice on him. I hope he's not watching because he doesn't know that yet. I'm going to do a shout out in a minute. Yes. I've got to just say very quickly, because Nikko was at the Molem and something's happening at the Molem. They've contacted us and wanted us to let people know that the Vicar of Dibley is on now, I think. Is that right? The big production of the Vicar of Dibley is on at the Molem next week. Go and see it. It's going to be hilarious. I don't have any ticket information. It'll probably be on the Molem website. But by all intents and purposes, it's a very, very good show. So get yourself down there and support the local Amdram theatre place. Nikko, are you still there?
Ian, I am. I've just been to have a quick look at the Molem, but there are no notices at the moment as to future shows. So we'll have to check back with them at a future date. I'm still down on the seafront where it's pretty stormy, pretty wet, quite quiet.
Well, not a lot's going to go on there, Nikko, I don't think, at the minute. Is anybody fishing?
I'll have a quick look. Let me have a quick scan.
The mayor's not there trying to
I'll tell you what, the sea's pretty high, Ian. It's not a high tide, but there's not much beach remaining, if you can see behind me at the moment. So nowhere for the fishermen to chill out at the moment.
Nikko, is there anybody out there, a random stranger and beautiful person of Swanage, that could do the either or? Do you fancy going and seeing what you can do?
I think we could probably have a look around here. Being pretty rainy, there aren't many people around. I'll tell you what, there are a group of really lovely looking ladies under the Molem with a fantastic flower display. Ladies, we're live on Swanage TV. Look what I found, Ian.
Oh, lovely.
Can you tell
ladies.
us what these flowers are?
Oh, Naomi roses and Gloriosa orchids here. They're beautiful.
And what are these for?
We won them in a raffle after a flower demonstration.
What a wonderful thing to win! This amazing bouquet.
That's amazing. How much for the tickets?
Ladies.
Only half of it because it had sticks full of Christmas decorations on the top.
And how much did you spend on raffle tickets?
£1.
One English pound has just won this wonderful lady. This
That is
amazing
a bargain
bouquet.
win, isn't it? That's a bargain.
So what was the raffle for?
They just have a raffle every time that we come along, and the demonstrator does the flowers up and then they're raffled.
So it's a flower class, was it? Flower arranging?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds fabulous.
Flower Club.
Swanage Flower Club.
Members, yes.
Tell us when you meet then.
Yes, definitely. The third Thursday of the month.
And anyone's welcome to come along and have a go at flower arranging.
Yes, very much so.
Ian, we might have to send Gary one evening to get some more members for these lovely ladies.
I think so. I think it's a
Gary
noble art form.
He might be a secret flower arranger. You never know. All right. Thank you so much for speaking to me, ladies. Have a lovely evening. Right. Let's just have a look, Ian. Are we still looking for somebody to do either or?
Why not, Nikko? Why not?
All
I mean,
right.
Nikko, £1 for those flowers.
£1. She's got an enormous, the biggest flower arrangement I think I've ever seen. And it was beautiful. You know, it wasn't a random pile of mangled flowers. It was really something to take home. Well, I think you'd probably need quite a big dining hall to display that, to be honest.
Hey, Nikko, were you ever in the Cubs or the Scouts?
I was in the Girl Guides. I was in the Guides, being a girlie, and
okay. I've got to give a shout out to all the Cubs and all the Scouts and all the Girl Guides, particularly the Swanage 4th Brigade, and all of them. All of them.
What we're doing, Ian, is I'm sneaking into McColl's here because I want them to do the either or questions because obviously they feature in them.
Ooh.
Now, young man, can you give us your name and tell us how long you've worked in McColl's?
Michael, and I've been here for 2 years.
Right, Michael, we're going to play a quick game called either or. Okay. All you got to do is tell me your preference, all right? Okay. Ready?
Go.
Ferry or the roadway?
Ferry.
Co-op or Budgeons?
Co-op.
Fish Place or Harry Ramsden's?
Fish Place.
St Michael's Garage or Foley's?
St Michael's Garage.
Are you driving yet?
No.
Just lurking around random garages. Okay, I like it. Train or bus then?
Bus.
Heyman's or the Cornish pasty shop right opposite?
Heyman's.
Oh, good man. Golden Bengal or Masala Indian?
Golden Bengal.
Swanage News or McColl's? Bearing in mind we're in McColl's.
I say McColl's, yeah.
McColl's, yeah. Betfred or Ladbrokes?
Ladbrokes.
How about the King's Arms or the Scott Arms?
I don't know where they are actually.
Pubs.
Pub. Yeah,
Local pubs.
I don't know which pub.
Oh.
I don't really go.
Not
there.
a big drinker.
No, not a big drinker. No.
Okay, how about Dilston Castle or Corfe Castle?
Corfe Castle.
How about the Fish or the Folk Festival?
Neither.
Neither? Not a big festival fan?
No, it's horrible.
You don't
What
like
is it with people in festivals? They don't like them.
You don't like the bells on the folk dances?
Bells comes in here.
Fear of bells.
Fears of bells, yeah.
Fears of bells, okay. And the last one, you got the club or an early night in?
Club.
The club! He doesn't like festivals, but he wants to party. Yes, right, give him a wave. You're live on telly. Yay!
Well
Thank
done,
you.
fella.
Have a great night. Ian, I'm going to hand back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Nico. Honestly, the people of Swanage are amazing. I am really, really pleased for that. Thank you, Nico. Ladies and gentlemen, well, we're sort of running out of time. We've missed a few things tonight. We've missed Gary, of course. We've missed Liam. He's out on a fire shout. Hope everybody's all right. But Liam is going to come on as a regular attendant to the show to give us fire service updates, safety tips and everything else, which I think is a good thing. Now, I'd like to thank all my guests. Firstly, I'd like to thank Nico. Nico, are you still there?
I am, Ian. I am
Nico,
currently back in the lanes.
Excellent. I'd just like to say, Nico, thank you for today. You've done an excellent, sterling job. Welcome to the team. And thank you very much for all your efforts. We will see you on the next show.
Indeed. Thank you, guys.
Excellent. Nikko Johnson, everybody. Round of applause. I'd also like to thank Gary, and I hope you get well soon. We'd like to thank Mike, the mayor, for coming on. What a fantastic fella he is. Everybody likes the mayor. He's everybody's mate, which is why he's the best mayor in the world. And I'd like to thank Marion Ingerson Hart, positivity teacher, naked yoga specialist, all-round good lady. I'd like to thank Dennis, and I'd like to thank Simon for the questions. They did great. And of course, Pet Love. The ladies there, one of them doesn't eat and one of them doesn't like festivals. Come on, ladies, what's up? Fantastic. Cassie, I can't remember her name. Ooh, what was it? I should know it because I know her husband, but never mind. Ladies from the Pet Love shop, thank you very much. I'm going to round up now, and I'm going to say thank you very much for watching.